Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Well, as you can see, I'm back here on the mountain. I'm happy to be home, happy to be back in a little bit cooler climate, happy to see the dog, and yeah, just happy to be back in my normal little groove. It was a fun trip to the beach, but always good to come home. Already been out for some fruit this morning. Yeah, this whole fruit thing, I guess it's just gonna hang on for a little while. That's all I've eaten today is bananas. Wasn't anything really planned. It was just I got up. Well, last night when I got back in, I made some banana and ice cream. I guess my eyes were bigger than my stomach, made more than I needed, so I ended up finishing that off for breakfast this morning. Then I had to go downtown and do a few things, and then I came back, and really all I've been doing, and I bought some bananas, and all I've been doing is eating bananas, 8 more bananas. So I think after this video, I'm gonna slip out of the bananas, but I'm gonna stay on fruit for a while. This is like, I don't remember, I think since Monday, I've been nothing but fruit. And it's just feeling good, and it's just so easy. I'm just not even preparing a lot of stuff. I almost didn't want to even get my juicer out to make the ice cream this morning. I haven't even been cutting. I've just been peeling fruit and eating it. Well, at the beach, I was able to order stuff. But anyhow, we're going off topic today, and this is just one of the weekend videos. And as you can see from the title, no expectations, no disappointments. And it's a lot about letting go. And it's a lot about acceptance, too. That is something that has been one of my things I've worked on, and I think things that has brought me the most peace over the past 5 years. I've talked about a lot, and a lot of this kind of the thought process of this, I know I've talked about it a lot if you've watched this video over the years about when I was locked up in Panama in immigration almost 4 years ago. And that came at a time, I'd been raw vegan for about a year. I'd been meditating a good bit at the time, and it was just the time for a lot of lessons to take hold on me, and that taught me a lot about acceptance and about having no expectations and about dealing with situations, accepting situations that you have no control over. And that's really the only thing you can do for your own peace of mind. Now, as I'm talking about kind of the subject here, I'm not talking about we got to be passive and we do nothing. It's about doing the best we can, trying as hard as possible, but being content and accepting whatever outcome comes. Now, okay, I say, okay, well, Jack, you're contradicting yourself. You're a disciple of Yoda. You say there is no try. Well, yeah, there is no try in some things. I mean, like food, you either eat or you don't eat. Here I have bananas in this hand, I have chips or something bad in this hand. That doesn't take a lot of skill. I have total control over that. Now, there are some endeavors in life, I'm sorry, I could decide, I might want to be an NBA player. I'm a 53-year-old guy, I'm not that athletic. I mean, no matter how much I want to do it, I'm not going to do it. But so that's all I'm really talking about. I'm not talking about some passive thing, because I'm all about the hustle and about getting things done. It's just being content and be willing to accept the outcome, and about accepting and not having stress over things that you have no control over. That's the biggest thing. It's like it's just so illogical when I see people that are so stressed out, or they are in such a state of mind over something that they have no control over. They can't do anything about it. So, why do you let that, trouble you in your head? I mean, I'm not, and I'm saying that rhetorically. I mean, I understand. We're not like perfect enlightened beings, and we all struggle with things like that. I'm not perfect at it either. But these are some of the things that I'm working through in meditation. Things not necessarily, as I talk about my meditation practice, it's not like I'm just like receiving all these things just from meditating. A lot of them are things that I've known, that I've thought, or that I've suspected, but the meditation's just kind of confirming some of those type things. The easiest way to be unhappy in your life is to have expectations. No expectations, no disappointments. And I would say that's even more true with people than probably anything else. I've just come to, I'd probably come across as kind of a crusty guy at some point. I'm not like antisocial. I don't dislike other people. I just don't necessarily need people, or maybe more so than that, I don't need people's approval. I don't need people to have any sort of certain thoughts about me. So, I act accordingly when I'm dealing with them, and so I have no expectations. I don't expect anything out of a person. So there's very few ways. I mean, there's always an exception, but it's almost impossible for a person to disappoint me. It can happen every once in a while, if it's somebody that like I've greatly misread, or like they totally did something completely out of character, but still I'll accept it quickly because I've had that happen before. Life, and I'll be 53 in a week, you gain a little bit more experience, and it's not about being condescending because you're older or smarter. You just been more trips around that sun. I was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I remember moving to Miami from Alabama straight out of college, and I was a naive guy that had never been anywhere, and I got into sales. You learn it in sales. People are telling you all that people are going to make that purchase. They say they're going to buy something. You go tell your sales manager laughs at you. But I came to trust people. Like I was easily trusting people. I mean, I wasn't foolish. I wasn't like Jack and the Beanstalk giving my money away for magic beans or anything, but I would get to know and get to trust people. And I worked with a couple of con artists down there. So through the years, you develop a thicker skin. You get a little bit harder. It doesn't mean you have to harden yourself to the point that you don't trust anybody, or you don't like deal with people, or you don't give anybody chances to get inside of you or get to know you. It's just that you're wary, and you don't, if somebody does something, you're like, well, I'm not that surprised anymore. Any of you that are younger out there, the first time somebody really surprises you, disappoints you, it comes as a shock. There's going to be a little noise right now. We have wind here. Let me see if I can use my finger to keep that down. And the glass table is just kind of going up and down. But yeah, people will early on in life, people will disappoint you. And also, too, a lot of people aren't exposed to things depending on how they live their life, the circumstances. I'm sorry, listen, I'm from a very small town. There's a big difference in me and somebody that has never left that small town. It's like the farm boy that ain't never left the farm. I've seen things. I've been around people. I've been around a lot of different situations. I've been around a lot of different people. So I'm not naive in a lot of areas. I've seen a lot. I've moved around a lot. I've done a lot. So I've just kind of found that the easiest way to get through life. I meet people. I give people every chance in the world. If they're lovely and nice and I enjoy talking to them, we have common interests, we're all good. We can develop as we get to know each other. We can get deeper friendships. We can get relationships. We can get a business relationship where I would trust you, but I'm probably never going to just like, not many people I'll trust implicitly, 100%. And it's just because I don't have very high expectations of anybody. It takes a while for people to get through like that. And like I say, even this one, these are always rambling. I'm going to be rambling a little bit more today. There's just a lot of different thoughts I had in there. And letting go in a lot of different ways. Letting go can mean many, many different things. Letting go of those expectations, it can kind of tie in like that. Or I'm letting go of so many things. I feel like, and things are kind of kicking in again. Like I've kind of been in this process for the past 5 years as I've changed my diet, as I've changed my mentality. It's not all the diet, and it's not even just the food that has cleaned out that has cleaned out a lot of the garbage in my head. It's from getting, climbing out of that goddamn fog from drinking for 30 years. That was a chore within itself. Forget any of the food. Let's say I had eaten pristine and still drank I've had to climb out. So every couple of years I feel myself go up a notch. Like I've let go of some other things. Maybe some things inside me have let go, whether they're emotional, physical, or whatever. And I just keep finding myself getting more and more content every year. I find myself getting more and more accepting. I even find that like a lot of changes over the last 6 months. Being on this mountain has helped me a lot with that. And a lot of that is just having lots of time by myself, be inside my head, think about things, explore some ideas. And now that I feel like come to a solid meditation practice. I've been meditating now for, forgot what it was last night, like 46, 47 days or something like that. So it's kind of taken, and that's just really been opening up a lot of new horizons for me. It's been helping me to explore myself in a lot of different ways than I hadn't been doing for some time. Because, like I say, I've talked about meditation before, but I've never had like a really solid long-term practice. So that's what I'm shooting for right now. And yeah, everything, like I say, and maybe it's just like I'm settling into that particular age, you know, as I turn 53, I just like, you know, I'm mellowing, but I mean, I still have the passion. It's not like an aging, you know, you're just settling in. I'm passionate. I can still get pissed off about things, but they tend to be a little bit more focused, not as stupid, not as random, not as silly. And I just tend to not sweat the small stuff. That's one of the biggest things, you know. It's just like not sweating the small stuff, not really sweating anything. Like I say, just I could have kept it like about 2 minutes, but then it's just too short of a video. Just learning to accept the things you can't control, doing the best you can, hoping for the best outcome, but willing to accept whatever outcome happens. You know, like I say, just riding that cosmic wave and seeing where it takes, and trusting the universe I'll end up in the right place. But anyhow, okay, enough rambling there for the weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. And I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. Love you guys. Peace.